Bill King, Nashville Sports Radio, joining us on halftime here. We missed him last week because the phones weren't working, but they're working now. Bill, happy Tuesday and happy talking season. How you doing?
Doing good, guys. Thank you.
It is the, would you call this point of the year, since there's no more college baseball, this is, well, how do you refer to this? Because you've got a non-playing portion of the season when we're talking college football. There's a playing portion of the season, but what is the actual point? Because I know you're a college baseball guy. What is the end of the college baseball until the start of August camp? What do you call that?
Well, I probably within the last 5 years have, maybe just 3 years, love the baseball portal. And for schools like Arkansas and LSU who played real late, you're starting to add up those players, but you've got some more to add, and I enjoy that. Matter of fact, and I am a football guy. I was in the embryonic stages of all this recruiting stuff. I was in the lab as early as anybody on this planet. But football recruiting is so much more unpredictable and not nearly as fun as it used to be. I like the baseball portal better. Now, I don't like the sport better, but I really enjoy the baseball portal. I don't have a name for it. I just love it.
Well, what is it between those two sports that you think that the baseball portal is different and maybe more entertaining? Is it because there's no other sports happening?
No, I think some of it is because one of my organic ways that I started enjoying college baseball was Vanderbilt with Tim Corbett and then Tony Vitello. I think that's the attraction. Now, I love looking at what Arkansas is doing and LSU and Texas and A&M and whoever. But, no, I think geographical location led me in that direction. Plus, college football recruiting has been ruined in so many ways. December 72-hour signing period, killing the February first Wednesday crescendo that we used to build up to, the uncertainty. You get commitments now. They're not worth the words or the printed words on Twitter. That guy may sign and transfer the next month. It's just not fun.
Speaking of guys that I just saw BYU flip the number 49 recruit in the 2026 class, a kid from California. He's the number 5 pocket passer. Ryden Lyons is his name, and he said he's going to go on his mission too, so he's not even going to get to campus to 2027, but he was committed to Oregon. Are you familiar with his work?
Yeah, very good player, and those guys, as we all know, aren't kidding. We had a kid at our high school, a 6'4" quarterback about 7 years ago, committed to BYU, and he was sent up to French Canada for 2 years and lived it out. Those guys aren't kidding. And that kid ended up actually going to Virginia. But, yeah, he's a really good quarterback, and he'll be probably 21 when they get it. Yeah,
the highest-rated player they've got since 2002 as far as BYU football. And BYU basketball signed the number 1 recruit in the country. Do they have more money right now? Because what is so attractive about BYU?
Well, I think there's the religious connections usually, but the money, yes, absolutely. Now, with this house settlement, you can't just be flipping money around. So I don't know that they would have been able to get that done for the number we all read about in the new rules, which kick in here in about a week.
Well, Texas Tech certainly seemed to know when Judge Wilkin was going to make her decision, because they signed, forget the name of the softball pitcher, to another over $1 million NIL deal before the settlement was approved and before the date where you've got to start reporting these NIL deals. I mean, this next season for the schools that, I don't know if you use the word prepared for it, but maybe that is the right word. This is a one-off year. Like Texas Tech, I don't know the dollar figure they're throwing around for their team, but it's more than $20.5 million, quite a lot more than that. But this is the only year I think they'll be able to pull that off. Is that right?
There was a story on 24/7 by Brandon Marcello that says this year's Texas Tech football team will have a total salary of $50+ million.
Whoa.
Yes.
But you can't do that next year. I mean, it's like these are all NIL deals. what this whole House settlement deal is about is that the schools are buying the students' NIL rights. So then, you got to do your outside deals. They can't do an inside deal with the collective anymore, or at least that's the way we're supposed to view it. Bill, am I being Pollyannish about this?
Well, you have $20.5 million for the entire department. So whatever football is going to take up there, 15. The rest of it has to be outside collective deals approved by Deloitte. Now, the way they're telling us is Deloitte will approve anything that has a corporate attachment to it and its fair market value. And apparently they've got those values, at least they think they've got them figured out. But if it's some billionaire board alum who just wants to buy a championship, they're not going to approve that stuff. That's what they're telling us, at least.
Bill, I want to ask you a baseball question. Switch back real quick, and I feel it put some stuff on the rundown today. So, Roch Chalosky, the kid from UCLA, Alex Lodice, the kid from FSU, and then Vahiva Aloy from Arkansas. All three shortstops all won the Player of the Year. Will you rank those guys for me? 1, 2, 3. Who would you want on your team?
I think the one with the most upside is the kid at UCLA. He's just a monster. He's 6'3", 6'4". He's long. He's athletic. I think if you're just looking at let's talk about football recruiting, who's got the longest runway? It's that kid. I would think. Now, I'm not going to be the best baseball scout compared to football, but to me, that's what I saw. That kid, I really had not seen much of him until we got to Omaha and maybe some of the regionals, and he is so impressive.
I could ask you this too, Matt, both you and Bill. When I think of shortstops in college, and the three main awards for Player of the Year are all shortstops this year: Lodice, Chalowski, Aloy. We've seen really good shortstops at Arkansas, Bill, but they don't play shortstop in professional ball. They move somewhere else because shortstop is just a real premium position. Is there a position in football that you can correlate to shortstop in baseball? Like, you know what, you're really good at this here in college, but you're not going to play that position in pro ball.
Maybe corner, because that's such a unique position, and maybe you're more of a safety. Now, you better have the body type, because those are not the same body types. But maybe corner. You can play corner down here. Up there you can't.
What about a guy like a Jalen Milroe, even go back to a Tommy Frazier, a Cordell Stewart? What about the running quarterback? That's kind of because you put your best athlete kind of at quarterback, and so the running quarterback kind of the next level, you got to kind of go to a different position. That's what I would kind of correlate it to with the shortstops.
It would be, quarterback, and I would say left tackle. Left tackle is so unique. I think left tackle and corner is just as unique as quarterback. I'm not saying it's as important, but it might be, depending on your team. But I just think you can have a lot of left tackles out there, and you're not playing left tackle on Sunday. You may play right tackle. You may play right guard.
Probably play guard. That's right.
A couple of them. Yeah.
Hey, Bill, before we let you go, I want to ask you about this lawsuit that Wisconsin has served Miami about this defensive back. I think his name is Xavier Lucas. That essentially put himself in the transfer portal. The Wisconsin coaches weren't going to allow him to do it. And he transferred to Miami anyway. There's now a lawsuit that Wisconsin has served the Miami athletic department over this. Is this the kind of thing where it may lead to finally getting to a place where schools have to admit that they need to pay the football players for actual games instead of NIL? Is that what this is about?
Well, it's about that. It's about Miami wanting to spend more money and buying him away. And we are told, again, a lot of things we've been told, guys, but in the new settlement, there's an arbitration type, dispute type process that is supposed to alleviate these type of situations, meaning a lawsuit. Now, it's kind of the same thing, not quite. But, guys, again, we are Columbus, and we just hit the shore, and we're about to walk into this and find out what it's about. You know what I mean?
Not all of Columbus's men, not all of Columbus's men made it through the expedition, Bill. We may see the same thing in college football.
Correct. Gosh. That's true.
BetOnline continues to be your number one source for all your sports betting action. And with baseball in full swing and football season right around the corner, BetOnline has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, and scores, even live in-game betting. From MLB, UFC to tennis and NFL futures, BetOnline remains your choice for sports wagering information. In between games, head over to the BetOnline Casino with all the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino. Head to the website today and take advantage of their industry-leading VIP program with level-up bonuses and weekly cash boosts. BetOnline. The game starts here.